going to have a conversation about dogs who yank and pelvic floors. That's actually a really common complaint that I get, and a fear that moms have, because inevitably once partner goes back to work, mom's home on maternity leave, inevitably mom's got to walk the dog, carry the baby, all that kind of stuff. And I was reminded of this because I just took Abby out for a walk. She is a border terrier, so she has a really high prey drive. And the squirrels are out, and girl lost her mind, which she usually does. She's going to take a nap now. And just yanks out of nowhere. And I think people don't realize the pelvic floor, what its job is to respond to, an external demand. And something like a yanking dog comes as a huge surprise. And so people think, oh, well, I just got to strengthen my pelvic floor. That'll be great. You have to train your pelvic floor for unexpected events that your brain does not anticipate. So you might know, yeah, my dog yanks, but you're not going to know exactly when and how hard. And if you're holding a baby, kind of all that stuff too. That's right up there with, I stepped in a hole, I ran and I didn't realize that root was there in the trail or something like that. And I think that's something that gets missed in regular pelvic floor training. And this comes up in women of my vintage as well, because they think they got off scot-free from pelvic floor issues, and then, perimenopause pops in, hormones are down a little bit, and it's kind of like an iceberg that all of a sudden you're seeing, oh gosh, I'm having leaks when I fell in that hole, or when my dog yanks or something like that. And so you really kind of have to step back and be like, all right, I know my pelvic floor is not meeting the demands of an unexpected challenge. So you have to train it to do an unexpected challenge. Just like, doing pelvic floor contractions is not going to prepare you for trampoline work, like doing impact and bouncing and those sorts of things. You have to train for what your pelvic floor is having trouble with. So when people first start pelvic floor PT, like those are the last things to come. You have to kind of be like, all right, what's the main issue? And then can we train for those unexpected things? And of course, immediately postpartum, perimenopause, if we have low estrogen situations, we want to make sure that we get that up or address it with local estrogen, so we can kind of give some oomph, some bulk behind the tissues, make sure that that's good. But at the end of the day, we still have to train for unexpected activity. So that's coordination, that's quick stuff, that's, throwing a ball at a wall and catching it back, or playing, catch with your kids, or those kinds of things, because you don't know when the ball is going to come at you, how hard it's going to be, like that kind of stuff. And the pelvic floor has to be trained specifically for that type of stimulus. And it gets missed. So whether you have a big dog or you have a little dog like Abby, she's only 18 pounds, but girl can, chase a squirrel. I think that's one of those things that, like, don't just blow it off and be like, okay, they don't pull that much, I don't have to deal with it, because it will get worse. And guess what? Your dog's probably not going to stop pulling anytime soon, or yanking, or, she's not going to lose her prey drive for squirrels anytime soon. Like, that's bred into her. So don't blow it off. Find somebody to address it, but you're not going to get better with that by just doing like pelvic floor contractions or things like that, or squats or lunges, or even things like that. It has to be more than that. It has to be training for those unexpected impacts and demands and things like that. But find that one gets missed a lot. So let me know if you're one of those people that you're like, yeah, totally me, my prolapse symptoms or my leakage. The dog doesn't yank very much. And again, you totally gaslight yourself. Like, no, it's not that bad, but it actually is. Let me know if that's you, or if you're a pelvic floor PT, what do you typically do to help kind of address those sorts of issues? Do you actually get to the unexpected stimulus? How do you train for that? Because I'd love to see ideas and that sort of thing. So anyway, dog yanking, totally legit. Got to train for it. Make sure the other issues are addressed, including hormones, but definitely worth not blowing off. That's my thoughts.